Good day, Sonic Scholars. Remember Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog? Of course you do. He's probably the most loyal sidekick in the history of everything Batman and Robin in the universe. As a fox, he is far from sly. Tails knew his role from the get-go, and he stuck to that role. Sure, he had a few gaming titles here and there, but the creators knew, we knew, Tails knew, that he was just testing the waters there, just having a bit of fun, just giving Tails fans what they wanted, a little breather from Sonic. He never tried to take the spotlight away from Sonic. He never tried to knock Sonic out of business. That was never Tails' intention from the time he was introduced. He didn't let fame and success get to his head. He was always there helping Sonic, being his friend. And his games, including Sky Patrol, were always giving off the impression that he's helping promote the core Sonic the Hedgehog content. I have nothing but love and respect for our little foxy sidekick, but despite all of the good I have to share with you Sonic Scholars today, despite all of the good memories we're going to go through, we have to ask ourselves the most important question in the history of Angel Island lore. What the hell happened? Why has Miles Tails Prower become a goddamn disgrace to the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise? At what point down the line did Tails get destroyed by his creators and writers? What does the Saiyan Scholar say about the fox? Well, you're about to find out in this ultimate, definitive video going through all of Tails' ups and downs. It's one you don't want to miss. Okay, so maybe calling Tails a flat-out disgrace was a bit harsh. I, for one, am one of his biggest fans, ever since Sonic 2 on the Sega Master System. Just the fact I wanted to see more of this loving little two-tailed fox who seemed like such a cool friend to Sonic. It was incredibly sad seeing Tails potentially die at the end, if you didn't get the good ending, but just seeing him in the opening zone screens, it made me want more of Tails. Who is this little dude going on adventures with Sonic? The hype was done right, subtle and not forced down our throats like some characters in the Sonic franchise. And of course, in Sonic 2 for the Genesis, we had a fantastic two-player option where you could play co-op with another and have Tails tank everything to help you out. Collect rings, save your life. Even in single player mode, Tails seriously helped out here and there by hitting certain enemies and bosses. Apart from the special stage glitch where Tails would mess up your rhythm, and his lack of flying in Sonic 2, he was an incredible implementation to the Sonic the Hedgehog classic series, in arguably the greatest Sonic game of that time, Sonic 2. I'm more of a Sonic and Knuckles kind of guy, but many really prefer Sonic 2 for many factors, and I can see why, and Tails was a part of that spotlight. Even in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Tails had a solid playthrough. I mean, Super Tails with the birds, wow, talk about unlimited potential, and yes, flight, finally. That small addition was a huge step up for a Sonic character at that time. Huge. The fact that he had two tails and could fly completely separated him from Sonic in a positive way, doing what Sonic couldn't, helping Sonic reach high locations and making both of them seem important in different ways. So yes, I love Tails, and just like previous videos where I talked about Shadow the Hedgehog, Metal Sonic, we will go through what completely ruined this guy's character to the point where he no longer gives the aura he once had. So this video isn't a hate video on Tails, it's a video supporting him and what I wished we got from him compared to what did happen. It's not Tails' fault, it's the writer's fault. So we've touched upon his classic Genesis and Master System days, so let's dive into Tails the character, because in the 90s, ladies and gentlemen, Tails was such a popular character, almost as popular as Sonic, and both of them together were the true counterpart to Mario and Luigi. In fact, I would even say in the 90s anyway, and early 2000s, Tails was a stronger, higher potential and more interesting sidekick to Sonic than Luigi was to Mario. Yes, I called Luigi a sidekick. Bring it on. The character of Tails in general is a simple one. When he met Sonic, he lacked confidence, was timid, and eventually became a stronger version of himself through tough challenges, gained bravery, and overcome all of his demons. Tails rose up, and he symbolized overcoming the odds, and is a goddamn role model to many of us in real life. Didn't start out perfect, is gentle, caring, doesn't crave the spotlight, is respectful, loyal to Sonic, and gets the job done without question. And he's so positive. I would be proud of him if I was Sonic. He's a privilege to be a friend of. There's not a damn bit of edginess in Tails whatsoever. Not like Vegeta, I mean Shadow, and all of those attention-seeking clowns. Tails was not a disgrace because he always stayed in base. Well, that was the initial character development until something drastically changed. But let's talk more about why he was awesome. Tails is a freaking genius. His inventions, his technology, some of which even puts Dr. Robotnik to shame. Yeah, I said Dr. Robotnik, eat me. And has always actually helped defeat Robotnik, Eggman numerous times. Big time in Sonic Adventure, where the character development of Tails truly hit its peak. Tails would be a character who looked like he grew up from the old days of being a scared little fox. Sonic Adventure showed us that Tails stepped up, not to the point of wanting to be the leader, but stepped up to take on evil, showing us that it's not all about Sonic, and Tails can pull his weight. He would defeat Robotnik by himself, and Sonic Adventure built up on Tails and what he stood for, courage. Even when Sonic died, Tails' character remained strong and fought on.
Character progression.
Tails was an optional character and a good one. He's the type of optional character you wanted to play as and didn't feel like you wanted to skip out on his story just to get back to Sonic's one. Look, I know back in the days of adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Sat AM, Tails was never at the level of Sonic entirely, but the whole point of being Sonic's lesser to begin with was to show us fans where Tails was, where he came from, and how he developed. And I think that's very important to show that even the most scared, timid characters can eventually rise up. Because through the series, Tails would get praised by Sonic for his actions later down the line, looking like Tails was making better decisions on the go and becoming a stronger character. That wasn't too bad. Of course, it was still Sonic's time, but Sonic Adventure later down the line, we could see how good Tails had become. You may have your own opinions on Tails in the Sonic X, Sonic Boom, and the comics and other media, where they all depict Tails slightly differently. Some is actually good for him at parts, but it's never going to be as popular as the gaming universe where Tails is most recognized in, and where it affected him the most. So what the hell happened? I would say it was around the time of Sonic Unleashed. Tails' character started falling into the damsel in distress category, where all of his previous development just stopped and started to regress. It became very cliche. There are some cool Tails moments here and there, like in Sonic Lost World, but Sonic Forces ultimately failed to capitalize on Tails, all of the build-up in the Sonic Adventure days, and Tails no longer feels like that hero, but he feels like a spare monkey wrench just hanging around in the garage, watching the big boys do all the work. And it's really sad, because unlike Shadow and Knuckles and Metal Sonic and all the oversaturation of Sonic characters that watered them down, Tails will always be Sonic's true sidekick and cannot be watered down like the others. And that oversaturation was actually not what destroyed Tails' character, because the phrase Sonic and Tails will always stand the test of time. What ultimately destroyed Tails' character was how Sega, the Sonic team, and all those jabronis handled him and his character and started to make him call Sonic for help over and over and over again.
Sonic, help me! Help me! Sonic, help me! Sonic, help me!
What the hell is this? The old Tails from the Genesis and Dreamcast days would have choked you out with his one tail and ripped your spine out of your ass with the other tail, whilst inventing a new tornado which he'd blast the cheeks off your face with 50 missiles and put your trophy skull on the front propeller. The old Tails from Adventure days would have sent the enemy into a vicious tornado twister caused by his tails and tear the skin off them hundreds of miles per hour. See what I did there? But no, the new Tails, the joke Tails, the damsel in distress Tails would bend over in submission, call Sonic to come over with his chili dog, and yeah, back to classic Tails. Many of us loved Tails because of the growth, but by the time he became a cringeworthy, lackluster disappointment watching Sonic do all the work, Tails was devalued massively. And that was a giant mistake to such a unique character, probably one of the best sidekicks in the world. In conclusion, Tails is really such a great character, honestly, and I feel he is highly underrated and Sega really messed him up. He's just been written out of character so many times, such as in Sonic Lost World, where he would just cower and then eventually snap at Sonic randomly. I will always support Tails. I have a lot of respect for him and his legacy as the second coolest dude in the Sonic universe. Sonic Forces and the unfortunate popularity of that game really cemented Tails as this distressed character, a waste who would only slow Sonic down. But us true fans know the truth. We know that back in the day, the good old days, yeah, I love the good old days, Sonic would never ever have got as far as he did without Tails by his side, with his flight, with his inventions and his fighting spirit. Tails defined sidekick and lived up to that, being a solid asset to the triple threat Sonic, Tails and Knuckles team, having skills and abilities that filled the holes of the Sonic character. Going from someone who idolized Sonic, depending on him, to eventually being someone who could stand with him and still respect him. And for that, I respect Tails, but I fear that the casual fans of Sonic will not even show half the respect towards him based on how Tails has been portrayed in recent years with his character decline. And I only hope this video helps those guys change that view of Tails for all the hope that was lost in the Fox. Don't let Sega or any writer fool you guys on who Tails the character actually is. Tails is as kind-hearted as they come, and at the same time, his genius and inventions can make him even more dangerous than Robotnik. Maybe in the next Sonic movie, he will truly grab that brass ring and be portrayed as a hero, but we'll have to wait and see. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me below, guys, what you think about Tails. If you love and respect Tails, then hit that like button. And be sure to hashtag Tails is a goddamn loyal player too. And consider sticking around the channel by subscribing if you want more content like this. It's great to have you on board if you are.